Hello, welcome everyone. So grateful and blessed to be here with you all today. We're just getting started. So for those of you that are new, or this is the first class you've ever taken with me, I'm Tricia. I am a multifaceted entrepreneur, and in 2019, I totally upgraded my life and decided to stop drinking and get sober and just to really start to work on my internal spiritual healing, spiritual maturity, and for those of you that are also new to my world, I have overcome a lot of challenges stemming from early childhood health challenges, young parenthood. I was a single mom at the age of 19, had my first son when I was 18, had my second son when I was 20. Their dad left when I was 4 months pregnant with my second son. And a single parent for 6 years before meeting my husband, and just on a mission from a very young age to have a healthy, prosperous, abundant life, and prioritizing my well-being and my physical, spiritual, emotional, mental health through the challenges was one of the things that I always committed to, is to keeping a positive mindset even when I was experiencing things that I'm going to talk about today, which is anxiety. And excuse me, just going to clear my throat for a moment. All right, thank you. You might see me drinking throughout the class, but for 18 years, I worked in real estate. And when I had my spiritual awakening in 2019, I lost all desire to serve humanity in that way, because God, source creator, put it on my heart to make a bigger impact. And I didn't have to convince people to buy a home using my services in order for me to have the opportunity to share wisdom, solutions, and hope with them. And it was really a humorous part. We talk about God like not knowing, and like, is it humor, or is it his love, or like, what is it? Like, why do these really wild things that don't make sense happen in our lives? And what I've come to learn and to accept is that we are created in the image of God. We have a soul. Our soul is that seed of perfection, that image that we were created in God's eye when we were planted in our mother's womb before we were even born, that perfect seed of perfection. And our soul is the incarnation of this physical body. So our soul comes down from heaven, from the angelic realm, into this human body, and for an experience to expand and to share the light, the love of God with humanity in the physical form. And we have to come into our soul has to come into a body, because this is the only way we can clear karma. So some of us go through really weird stuff. I'm gonna not try and curse today, so this can be available on YouTube for everyone, okay? So sometimes our souls sign us up for really crazy things, really hard things, because they want to grow and evolve. Now, God's plan for us is never to harm us, okay? So if you hear somebody say something like, oh, God told me to do this, and it was something that was harmful to another human being, that is not true. That's not who God is. God is love, pure, unconditional love, love that goes beyond all understanding. And everything of this world is of God. So even the fear, even the scarcity, even the poverty, that exists in God's world, but that is the fear side of humanity, because in God, everything exists, even fear, even anxiety, alcoholism, addiction, poverty. It's all God. And those of us that are more on the lighter, more faithful side, the more side of being like in love and understanding the power of love, the power of faith, we are here to bring the light to those lower frequencies. So you may go through a challenge to overcome, to be the testimony of what it is like to move from that fear, that anxiety, into the light where you're calm, have a regulated nervous system, a positive person, and making a positive difference in this world. It's part of our soul's journey. Every challenge that you have can also be a gift. It's an opportunity to heal. You can always, everything is healable. Everything, you can heal anything. That's my belief. And as a representative of God in the flesh here, for someone who's overcome some crazy stuff, losing an eye when I was a teenager, struggling with addiction, depression, grief, having children that had physical trauma when they were young, even though I tried everything in my power to protect them and to keep them safe, they still experienced things. And they have a soul too. And our body is the vessel for our soul, and our mind is the vessel for our soul. So when you think about it, the one thing we have control over is our choices that we make and the thoughts that we allow ourselves to think. And if you're experiencing anxiety, it's likely because there's some outside thing going on around you and your thoughts and your nervous system. A lot of may be out of sync with each other. Okay. So first things first, I want to get back into what anxiety is. Anxiety is a physical sensation in the body that we feel, and it can be from a numerous of things. I'm not going to limit why we experience anxiety, because it's hard to limit anything. It's hard to limit why we experience hard things. And it's also hard to limit like people that have experienced miracles. Like there's infinite possibilities to the things that we experience on this planet. And so I'm going to speak from a place of limitation, of limitless possibilities. Okay. So from my understanding, can be from environmental. Maybe you're not sleeping well. Maybe you're not eating well. Maybe your system is out of regulation, out of alignment with the natural laws of nature. So first things first is, if you're experiencing anxiety, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just means there's something out of sync, and it's a gateway into coming inward and sitting with self and asking those powerful questions. Where in my life am I out of alignment? Where am I allowing people, places, things to cause resistance in my body? Where am I eating things that I know I'm not supposed to be eating? Where am I spending my time where I know I'm not supposed to be spending my time? A lot of time anxiety is here because it's saying, hello, 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 wake up. You're not doing what I want you to be doing. Your soul's speaking to you if you have anxiety. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to talk to you about, if you're aware you have anxious sensations in your body, I'm going to talk to you about what you can do about that and how you can move through it so you can have a more calm, regulated nervous system and a calm, feeling good body. All right, so first things first, I'm going to take you through a transformation process that you can use with anything in your life. If you're experiencing frustration, anger, addiction, poverty, whatever it is you're experiencing, I'm going to take you through my 4-step process that I've used to heal myself from pretty much all things that I don't want to have in my current reality. So the first things first is to recognize what it is. It's to, give me 1 second, guys. 1 minute. I have to check something real quick because I want to nail this for you. Okay, so you want to reveal. So I am unique in the fact that I don't think you need to know the thoughts that you're thinking that are creating your current feelings. What you do need to become aware of is how you're currently feeling. So if you're feeling anxious, okay, we're going to come to the acknowledgement that you're feeling anxious. So where do you feel this anxiousness in your body? For me, when I feel anxious, I feel it right here in my chest and in my belly. So you're going to come to these parts of your body, and you can use this for anything. So if you're experiencing something different, other than anxiety right now, you can do the same thing. So just know that you can replace anxiety with something else you're feeling. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's grief, whatever it is, okay? But today we're going to focus on anxiety because this is how do you kick anxiety in the butt? So you're going to come here and you're going to say, okay, I'm feeling anxious. Take a deep breath in. Put your hands on the part of your body. You're feeling the sensation in your body. I'm feeling anxious. So inhale. And then exhale through the mouth. I'm feeling really, really anxious. And maybe you don't even know, like, I don't even know why I'm feeling anxious, but I'm aware I'm feeling really anxious right now, okay? So you're gonna take yourself through that and you're gonna allow yourself to breathe through it, acknowledging what you're currently feeling until it starts to soften. And when it starts to soften, then you're gonna come to what we call the release. So you're gonna reveal, and now you're gonna come in to release this anxiousness that you're feeling. And even though I'm feeling this anxiousness, I'm gonna choose to release this today and let it go. I'm letting go of this anxiousness. I'm turning this over to God, Source, my higher self, to transmute. And keep breathing through it, holding yourself wherever you're feeling these feelings. If you're hurting, sometimes my eye hurts because I had surgery and there's just pain that happens in my body still throughout the day. So if I'm feeling pain in my left eye. So I'm giving you an example of how you can use this for anything in your life, but today we're focusing on anxiety, okay? So you hold it and you breathe through it, and then you choose to release it. And you go through the practice to release it. Now you can release it through movement, you can release it through breathing, wherever you're feeling what you're feeling and that you don't want to feel anymore, breathe through it in your body or move through it in your body, okay? And then you're going to go through the releasing process. And then you're going to choose. So if you're feeling anxiety right now and you don't want to feel anxiety, what is the other feeling that you want to feel? Does anyone want to share? Okay, well, I'll go. So if I'm feeling anxious, I normally don't want to feel anxious. I want to feel calm and I want to feel certain. I want to feel certain and be in my knowingness that all things are working out for my greatest and highest best. So from that place, after you go through the process of releasing the tension or the anxiousness in the body, we're going to realign to what we do want. So today, I would like to feel abundant and calm. And then you hold where that sensation was, and you breathe through it and you reaffirm it. This is called the realignment phase. So you're going to inhale. Even though I'm feeling this anxiety, I'm going to choose to let this go. And I'm going to choose to feel abundant and calm today. I'm going to choose to feel abundant and calm today. I choose to feel calm and abundant today. And then keep going until you feel the new sensation that you want to feel. And after you get to that place, this can happen very quickly if you are rested, hydrated, not if you're at a halt. I call a halt is, are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? If you're any of these, this process may take longer, okay? So just first check in with yourself. Maybe you're feeling anxiety because you're hungry. Maybe you're feeling anxiety because you're angry, lonely, or tired. That could be why you're feeling it. But what I'm trying to teach everybody here is that you don't need to know why you're feeling anxious to change it. That is a lie. That is a lie that humanity has told us. We don't have to know why we are feeling something. We can just make a different choice. And it doesn't matter how long you've experienced this for, which is a freaking miracle. The stuff that I'm teaching you is miracle work, okay? So we're going to keep going forward. And remember, you don't need to know why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You just have to become aware that you're feeling something that you don't want to be feeling. Because in order to have miracles, you need to be open and feeling abundant and prosperous. And you can change to that feeling, that vibration at any time. It doesn't matter how long you've been sad, upset, hurt. It doesn't matter. That's the blessings. Alrighty, so that's very important. I want you to understand that you do not need to know, like, it doesn't matter how long you've been feeling frustrated or having anxiety, you can change it within 90 seconds if you're out of halt, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And if you're still hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, you can still shift this. It just may take a little bit longer. Maybe it's going to take 7 minutes or 11 minutes a day, maybe 30 minutes a day, but whatever it takes, you're worthy of shifting your vibration. Okay, so the next thing is after you release and you realign, then it's time to rise up. And questions that you would ask yourself when you get to this place in the transformation process is, okay, what does the prosperous, calm, non-anxious version of myself want to do today? And you can bring your higher self in and say, okay, what is the limitless potential that's available to me? What is of my highest and good that's available to me today now that I'm calm and open and receptive to the blessings and the healings and the transformation that's available to me today. And from that place, you take your action. And this is how you really shift. This is really how you shift. What I love about this work is when I started implementing it into my day, it wasn't about doing traditional things like I was doing. For those of you that are new here, again, I'm just kind of catching up on this masterclass. I was in real estate when I got sober, and like I shared, I didn't want to do real estate anymore. So my higher self was telling me to do things like, why don't you go and offer to do something nice for somebody else? Or like, why don't you take your husband donuts to work for breakfast? Because you know he's out there in the heat working hard. Why don't you do these soul nurturing things? It wasn't always about work, but now that I am working as a mentor, spiritual mentor, transformation coach, I do use this wisdom to do things like this. Okay, what's highest in self for me? What can I talk about that's going to get the most people in to listen to what I have to share so they can feel better today without having to go through years of trauma therapy or years of counseling to have a shift today? Because life happens in the present moment. We don't have time to waste, especially for people that have been sick and suffering for 30, 40 years. You can really change really quickly, and you don't have to spend years living in the past trying to heal something. Okay? You can heal in the present moment with this work. So I'm going to go back through the steps with you. The first thing is you're going to reveal how you're currently feeling, the negative feelings that you're feeling, reveal them. Then you're going to go through the process of releasing them through some breath work and somatic touch. So you're going to touch. You can even shake it out if you need to release it. Shaking, breathing, moving, dancing, rebounding. I do a rebounding practice in the morning that helps me if I wake up and I'm sore. It helps release stress from my body and on the rebounder. So you're going to go through the process of releasing and allow here, this is the most important part, allow to sit in the releasing time frame as long as you need to. Like I said, if you're out of hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, it should last like 90 seconds or maybe up to 3 minutes. If it's lasting longer, it's okay. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just means that you need a little bit more resetting of your nervous system. Okay. So sit there as long as you need to, and then you're going to realign. You're going to make a conscious choice on the frequency you want to feel, the energy you want to feel, the emotions you want to feel. Maybe it's just you want to choose to feel happy. You want to choose to feel joyful. Most people who feel anxious, they just want to feel calm and peaceful. And from my experience, at least that's what people tell me. But use what works for you. And then you're going to, again, then you're going to realign. Okay, so then once you are through the release process, what you're going to do is you're going to release, realign, and then you're going to rise up. And rise up is where this, like I said, you're going to take action because we need to do something different in transformation. That's how we have the neuroplasticity. So think of something completely different than what you used to do. If you're feeling anxious and you used to just sit inside and sit in self-pity and be like, oh, no, I'm not going to go out today, go outside. If you're going to call a friend or just do something different than what you used to do when you were sitting with the anxious feelings in the body. Okay. I hope that you guys enjoy this masterclass. I am keeping it a little bit short, so just so people don't get overwhelmed with the length of the video. And this is, again, this is my personalized 4-step method to transformation, calling Align by Faith. So we go through reveal, release, realign, and rise up. If you want to learn how you can work with me one-on-one in a more private setting, or if you would like to join my free WhatsApp community, please reach out to me. You can reach me on social media platform at Align by Faith on Instagram. I also am on YouTube. You can search me, Tricia McKenna, on YouTube, and I'm also on Facebook. So sending you guys so much love. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, if anything comes up, if you have any questions or you want to get more clarity out of it, please reach out. I'm always available to answer questions for free on Instagram. So just reach out to me there. Sending you so much love. Sat Nam.